Hello guys, this is again Muhammad Titi from Bima page. Today we are gonna complete our previous tutorials about how to create a simple database application or a simple database interface using the OleDB library in Visual Studio 2010, Visual Basic 2010. And today's lesson is how to create a search text field so that we can search about records in the data grid view that is viewed on the form. It is very simple lesson today. It does not need complicated connections and procedures in the database. It's only within the application itself, and it does not go further than that. So let's see the code. I have provided the new code without comments or with a few comments, as you can see, because I didn't have much time to create the comment or documentation for this code. So let me demonstrate each thing here. This is a search label with a name search label and a text field with a name of text search that we are gonna use to search in the data grid view here, and that's it. The event that we are gonna use is text change. So each time you type something in the text, in the search text, it will search it by the first name in the data grid view and view only the rows that contains the matching data name, first name. So dim search text as a string text search.text. So this variable grabs the text that is found here in text search field. Dim match text as string and initialize it with nothing or empty text. This will grab the matching text between the text in the data grid view record and the search text. Dim found rows as data table equals new data table psu contact. Okay, well, this is the table. I am declaring a new table, data table, that will grab all the matching rows that we find. For example, if we are looking or searching for the records with the Alice first name, the Alice, each record that contains Alice as its first name, it will be stored in this data table called found rows. So found rows are stored here. I'm giving it a name which is psu contact or pseudo contact. It's my convention in naming. It's nothing, just it's that I'm referring to a fake contact table. It's not the real table that we are dealing or we have dealt before in the database. Okay, so declaring a new data table to grab the data or the rows, the matching records. Now we have to initialize, because we are declaring a new table, we have to initialize the 6 columns of this table. So found rows.columns.add ID, add first name, add last name, phone number, mobile, email. Now we're gonna go through a for loop that goes through the rows in the data grid view or in the dataset tables, in the rows that scans the rows. So for each row, this is my convention, as data row and dataset.tables.rows. This dataset.table.rows is the collection of rows in the database. It's the collection of rows or records in the database. So go through or scan all the records in the database. Each time you scan a record, just do the following: dim cell, this is my convention again, dim cell, you can name it as you want, as a string. This string will grab or contains the row.item1. Item1 is the first name in the row. It's the first name. It is not the ID nor the last name. It is the first name. So we are gonna search by the first name. Our application is gonna be able to search by the first name. So you type the first name here, and the records with the matching first name will appear in the data grid view. So let's go on. Where have been? Yes, here. Our row.item1.toString. Actually, all the items in the row are strings, but for safety issues, we just cast the type, the data type of this item. It is not an object. It's not an array. It is not but a string. But for as I said before, for safety issues, we can cast it to a string. So this cell is the first name cell. Okay. Now we have to check if the search text dot length is greater than the cell length. So if I'm typing a name here, a first name that has a length greater than the first name in the row, what I'm gonna do is that the match text is the whole text in the cell, the whole text in the row. Just put the whole first name in the match text, or else if the match text is if the search text length is less than the cell length, so just take a substring from the real first name and just put it to the match text. c1.toString.substring starts from 0, ends with a length of the search text, the number of characters that I have typed in the search text. So if I type, if there is a record called, for example, John, and I typed a GO, so it will show this record with all records starting off by Joe. For example, Johnson, January, and as well as John. So, and if now below it adds the found row. Now when we found this row, if this condition is true, then the match text will be filled. Okay. Now if the search text that we are searching equals the matched text from the cell and it's not empty, then just define or declare a new row. Initialize the new row by giving it the value of found rows.new row. So this adds a new row to the found table that we have declared before, and fill the new row with the row with the values. So the ID of the original record, the first name of the original record, the last name, the mobile phone, the mobile number, the phone number, the mobile number, and email address. And finally, just call the add method to the rows in the found row table. That's it. It's very simple. Now end if and pass through, scan through all the records in the dataset. Now here, to show data, if the search text field is not empty, then show the found matching rows. If I am typing something, if the search text field is not empty, so just contact view.dataSource equals the table that we have initialized and we have filled before. If I'm not typing anything, if the search text is empty, just we say contact view.dataSource equals the original table, which is dataset.tables, which is the contact table. Here we can type contact. instead of table 0. It's the original table that we are dealing. And finally, contact view.refresh. So let's see how it does it work. So this is these are my records. This is a record called Mohammed and other record called Mohammed. Okay, these are two different records. What I'm gonna type here is just I'm gonna type mo, and only the two records starting with the mo as a first name will appear here. I'm gonna type another new different letter here. Everything disappeared because there is no any record that matches this text. Again, just clean the search field, all the records got back. That's it. Just try to find Lily here, type L. Lily is only the record. Raji, okay, we have to, let's add another record which is Raji or Rose, for example, starting with R, capital R. Last name Rose Leon, anything. Phone number, anything. Mobile number, anything as well. And email rr@bbu anything. Save changes. Okay, so Rose and Raji. Let's search for the R letter. So Raji and Rose. Clean it again. All records came back. That's it. Hope you get the beneficial concepts from this tutorial. Wait us for a new tutorial on BIMA page. Bye.